I can't fall asleep yet, which is honestly pretty normal for me. But it's kind of strangely comforting to see that you're here. Because when you can't sleep, it's just nicer when someone else is also awake somewhere, even if they're quiet. It makes it feel less like you're stuck awake alone in a dark little bubble. It's less lonely when you have someone to keep you company, even if all we're doing is trading soft thoughts back and forth. I like rambling for this exact reason. Rambling feels like a warm lamp left on in the corner of a room. It's not too bright, it's not too intense, just enough glow so that you can relax. And if you don't feel like talking, that's okay too. You can just listen. Listening to someone else's thought drift around is kind of soothing. Like background noise, but with feelings. So, let me ramble and tell you a little story. And hopefully you'll get sleepier. Or at least you'll feel a bit more cozy while the sleep slowly sneaks up on you. Okay, today's story is about the Eggo Man. He's not a real superhero. It's just a nickname I made up for a stranger that I saw at the supermarket today. I didn't talk to him, I don't know his name, but my brain had decided very confidently that guy is a character. And now I'm lying in bed still thinking about him like he's a little cameo in my day. Have you had Eggos before? They're this frozen waffle brand that's really popular in America. You pop them in the toaster or the microwave, and suddenly your kitchen smells like warm breakfast. They have different flavors: buttermilk, chocolate chip, blueberry, strawberry, probably a bunch more. It's honestly been years since I bought them, but I totally get the appeal. They're easy, they're comforting, they're the kind of food that feels like a soft weekend morning, even if it's a random weekday and you're barely awake. And I'm pretty sure that Eleven, this character from Stranger Things, loved Eggos. I didn't even finish that show, by the way. I think I stopped around season 2, and I can't totally remember why. Sometimes I stop shows even when I like them. Life just gets busy. You forget what episode you were on, and restarting kind of feels like a commitment. And then you say, I'll do it later, and later becomes never. But I did like it. Horror and sci-fi together is such a good combo. It's scary, but also curious. Like, your brain can't decide whether you want to hide under the blanket or lean forward. It's that perfect just one more episode feeling. Until it's suddenly way too late and you're like, oh, that might have been a mistake. Anyway, so I was at the supermarket today, and honestly, the supermarket is one of my favorite places to unwind. I know that sounds kind of funny, but it's true. And I've realized the secret is, I like going when it's less busy. Like, I don't want the loud, crowded, chaotic version of the supermarket. I want the calm one. There's space to breathe one. So I try to time it, not the after-work rush, not the weekend peak hours. I like those quieter pockets of time where the aisles feel calmer and you're not constantly doing that little sidestep dance with the other carts. When it's less busy, I can actually enjoy the trip instead of feeling like I'm on a mission. And when it's quiet like that, I go slow on purpose. I'm not even trying to be efficient. I'll take the long way down an aisle just because it feels really nice. I'll stop and I'll read the labels even if I'm not buying anything. Kind of like a little hobby. I'll pick up a jar and I'll think, oh, what is this used for? And then I'll put it back and I'll keep walking. It's almost like I learned just one more harmless fact that I didn't really need, but I enjoyed it anyway. Sometimes I'll wander near the seasonal display section. I won't even buy anything almost half the time. I just like seeing what's stacked there. Like a little snapshot of what the world around me is craving right now. Cozy snacks, holiday-shaped cookies, random limited time flavors, all of it just sitting there, quietly waiting to be chosen. And I always end up lingering a bit in the chip aisle. Lately, I've been into wavy cut original chips, which is kind of funny to me now because I used to be into the boldest flavors. But now, I like the simple ones the most. The crunch is so satisfying when it's wavy cut. The salt itself is such a calm flavor, and it just tastes like potato in the best way possible. Original flavored chips are very comforting to me now. And I think that's what I like about the whole supermarket trip when it's not busy. Nothing feels rushed, nothing feels loud. It's just me, wandering slowly, making small choices, letting my brain quiet down one aisle at a time. It's one of those simple things that doesn't feel like self-care, but it kind of is. Okay, back to the frozen aisle. The frozen aisle is one of my favorite aisles because it's like a little cold treasure cave. And yep, it is winter outside right now. It is cold outside. Ice cream isn't seasonal to me. Ice cream is, if I want ice cream, I want ice cream. And I love taking my time when I pick it out. I'll stand there in the cold refrigerator aisle and I'll stare at all of those ice creams. Who will I be tonight? A chocolate person? A cookie dough person? A person who loves their sprinkles? And there's always so many new flavors. So many new brands trying to be creative. Brownie s'mores, confetti birthday cake, triple caramel something. And you're like, that sounds amazing. And then you remember you can only pick 1 or 2 or 3. I'm not really trying to fill my freezer up with 20 different ice creams at all times. Recently, I tried a durian-flavored ice cream from a brand that I can't remember, and it was so good. Durian is such a dramatic fruit. It looks like it could be used as a medieval weapon. And people either love it or they hate it. Some people say that it tastes like vanilla custard with floral notes. The people who hate it say it tastes and smells like rotten onions or even dirty gym socks. It's wildly polarizing as a fruit. But me, I'm on Team Durian. It tastes like its own category. And I respect that. There's nothing like it. I also grew up eating durian, so that probably explains why I can handle such a pungent and strong flavor. Anyway, I'm standing there, deep in my ice cream thoughts, holding on to the freezer door handle like I'm about to make a life decision, and then my thoughts get interrupted. There's this guy that comes running into the frozen section. Like, running. Not a casual, oops, I forgot something walk. It was urgent, focused, determined. He came in like he remembered something very important at the last possible second. He whipped open the freezer door, reached in, grabbed a box of Eggos, and then immediately ran back down the aisle. And it happened so fast, but I felt like I could see the very energy of it. That very specific energy of, I am not leaving without this box of Eggos. And I remembered I had just smiled at that moment. It felt like a tiny movie scene. Like, if there was dramatic music playing, it would still make sense. That sprint, the freezer door opening, the cold air puffing out like fog, the grab on the box of Eggos, the quick escape, even the details felt cinematic. The bright fluorescent lights, the neat rows of boxes, the little frost on the glass, the way everything in a grocery store looks so normal. But for a second, the moment made it feel like a movie set. And I could feel and remember my brain thinking, why are we emotionally invested in this? Because I was invested. And now I'm still thinking about it in bed late at night. Not romantically, not like that at all. More like human curiosity. Like, why did this moment stick with me? Why is my brain replaying this like it was important? And I think it was because it was so human. Because running back is awkward. You have to step out of the checkout line. You have to do the little apology smile to the cashier. You might have to weave around the people waiting behind you. And you're always slightly worried that someone will judge you. Even though maybe nobody cares. But your brain is like, this is embarrassing. And most of the time, you probably don't even run back. Most of the time, you're like, it's fine, you'll live. You can just come back another day. But sometimes, you do run back. Sometimes, the thing matters enough. And in his case, the thing was Eggos. Not batteries. Not toothpaste. Not some practical emergency item. Eggos. Frozen waffles. Pure comfort. And something about that made me smile even more. It's kind of a sweet thought, right? Like, whatever his day was, busy, stressful, boring, or long, that was a small bright moment in it that he was not willing to lose. Maybe he just wanted an easy breakfast for tomorrow. Maybe he promised someone waffles. Maybe he has a kid at home who loves them. Or maybe he's the kind of person who eats breakfast for dinner and maybe tonight was waffle night. Or maybe he just really loves Eggos. And honestly, all of that is so valid. And in that moment, he chose his small happiness. He chose it enough to jog back into the cold aisle like he was on a mission. And I think that's the part of it that felt so relatable. Because everyone has a version of that. Not necessarily Eggos, but something small, something comforting, something that you don't want to go without. Like your favorite snack when you're tired, or a certain tea that you like, or like that one blanket that feels perfect, or the pillow that you can't sleep without, or the TV show that you put in the background even though you've seen it 1,000,000 times. Sometimes it's not even about that thing. It's about the feeling that the thing gives you. A little sense of, with this, I feel more okay. A little sense of I'm taken care of, even if you're the one taking care of yourself. And maybe that's why it stuck with me. Maybe it was this tiny reminder that people are out there doing their little lives, having their little comfort moments in their day, trying to make their days softer in small ways. It's kind of nice when you think about it like that. So yeah, that's the Eggo Man story. A very small story, but it stayed in my head. And maybe it's the kind of story that's nice for bedtime because it doesn't ask much from you. It's ordinary. It's soft. It's just a tiny moment. Thanks for listening to my sleepy ramble tonight. I hope it makes you feel a little less alone. I hope your thoughts feel a little bit quieter now, a little bit slower. I'm gonna try to sleep now too, and I hope you'll fall asleep soon too. Good night.